It's been a while since the last update, and here's why. Until the last month, Bitcoin and the crypto space as a whole were moving sideways without significant action. But things changed drastically. The US election brought Donald Trump back to power, and as a known supporter of cryptocurrencies, this has fueled Bitcoin rise past the 100k mark, currently hovering around that critical level. In addition to market movements, the crypto ecosystem is evolving with major catalysts like the introduction of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, increased institutional participation, and the emergence of sectors like AI and RWA tokenization. Today, continuing the 1k to 10k challenge, we'll quickly go over what happened during the summer, what is currently happening, and what I expect to happen in the crypto space overall in the following months. We'll take a closer look on a few indicators, and I will also show you what are my biggest holdings currently and what coins would I consider buying using our crypto research spreadsheet. If you're interested about our portfolio and crypto research spreadsheet, containing research on more than 350 coins, you can get access it on our Patreon in the Smart Investor tier membership. Now everything is speeding up in the crypto space, so make sure to watch this video as the information is time sensitive. If you don't have yet registered to a crypto exchange, you can support the channel by using our referral links in the description to sign up. If you want the safest exchange, choose Binance or Bybit. If you want to trade low-cap coins, go with Gate.io offering around 4,000 different cryptocurrencies. Or choose Pionex for a 20% rebate off your trading fees using our referral link to sign up. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. First, let's do a quick recap. As I said, the last video was around 5 months ago, so quickly let's recap what went down since then. In March, Bitcoin briefly broke its previous all-time high, only to retrace into a 7-month sideways phase. During this period, I maintained my positions while accumulating undervalued coins. I did some rebalancing, some DCA, and so on. At the end of October, as we got closer and closer to the US election, price started rising again, and Trump's victory acted as a catalyst for Bitcoin's next leg up. This brought in institutional and retail investors too. This continuation first only affected Bitcoin, but as Bitcoin neared 100k, we observed a classic rotation of money into altcoins similar to previous cycles. For those who might not be familiar with it, just briefly let's mention what are 4-year cycles. Crypto markets operate in a repeating 4-year cycle displaying bear markets, accumulation phases, and explosive bull runs. These cycles are a cause of the halving event, meaning that every 4 years the price to mine 1 unit of Bitcoin doubles, making Bitcoin more scarce and expensive. These 4-year cycles are extremely similar to one another, which means if we expect that this trend will continue, we can easily find out what is most likely to happen next. Now let's examine previous cycles to find out where are we currently at in this bull cycle and what is the most likely to happen next. On the top we have the Bitcoin's weekly chart, and on the bottom the Total 3 index, which represents the overall altcoin market. The time range includes the last 2 crypto cycle tops, so it covers price action from the end of 2017 until today. Let's address the significant points and levels. So this is the 2017 cycle BTC top, and this is the Total 3 top. This is the 2020 all-time high break for Bitcoin, and this is for Total 3. Here we had the latest cycle top for Bitcoin and for the Total 3. Here are the last cycle's tops for BTC and the T3 respectively. These are the bear market bottoms, and finally the less significant event, the Bitcoin all-time high break. Now observing these two charts, we can gain valuable insights. Just take a quick look at this. This is the previous cycle. We have a bear market, then a sideways period, then the price gradually climbs up, entering into the bull market. We get previous all-time high break and the exponential bull run. In the current cycle, we got the bear market, the sideways period, the price gradually trends up, and we get the previous all-time high break. So it is clear that the pattern is there, and we are likely to see the last cycle's pattern playing out this time too. Of course, these are just expectations and never a guarantee. So looking at the last cycle, where are we currently at in this cycle? The latest significant event was the BTC all-time high break, which occurred right here in the previous cycle. And what happened after that break? In 2020, after the break for around 5 weeks, price was hovering around that level, and then it broke out significantly and began the rally. Now comparing that to the current cycle, we got a first all-time high break, then the price had a way longer hovering sideways period before we got the real breakout, but recently that occurred too. After the significant breakout, in the last cycle we got a strong rally up, which is happening now, and then a short pause. Currently we are probably in the short pause period, as we got the strong rally, and for the last 2 or 3 weeks price is struggling to move upwards. And now comes the interesting part. What will happen next with Bitcoin and altcoins specifically? Talking about Bitcoin first, in the last cycle this exact pause lasted for 4 weeks. Now that does not mean that in this cycle the pause will be exactly 4 weeks. It can be shorter, it can be longer. In my opinion, as Christmas is just around the corner, a good amount of money will flow into the crypto market, so I don't think the pause will last long. I think we will see 110k Bitcoin around Christmas time or a few weeks after that. And what will happen with altcoins? Now that's the more interesting part. While Bitcoin has already broke its previous all-time high and rose above it significantly, the T3 or the altcoin index has just reached its previous all-time high. And just take a look at what happened in the previous cycle when this occurred. In the previous cycle, after Bitcoin got its first significant all-time high break, a few weeks later the T3 shortly followed, reaching its own all-time high, and based on that, as expected, we are currently seeing that unfold. In the last cycle, after the T3 top is reached, what do we see? A short pause and then the ultimate altcoin rally for a few weeks or months until Bitcoin arrives to its first significant stop before its final top for its bull cycle. Now again, this does not mean that we will have an altcoin season for multiple months, but it is likely to happen in my opinion. So what am I doing now? I am currently sitting on my altcoin positions and taking small profits on those that doubled, tripled or quadrupled in price. For me, these are coins like HBAR, Altura, Wagmi Games and so on. But why am I not taking bigger profits on these coins? Well, as mentioned before, as the previous cycle and the fundamentals behind the crypto space suggests, I think we are just entering into the altcoin season and I don't want to miss out on it. What I am looking for is to take small profits from only those coins that had big run-ups recently. And what to do with those profits? I am waiting for a small pullback to invest it back into other good projects that are just starting to trend upwards. The coins I am looking to invest into has to be in a hot sector for this cycle. For example, gaming, AI, Layer 1 or RWA. So what I expect is another smaller run for BTC at the end of the year, probably up till the 110 or 120k mark. I also expect a bigger run up with the bigger altcoins that are well known and have also had big run ups in previous cycles. These are coins like Link, Cardano, XLM, LTC and so on. And while I am recording this video, currently Link is on a big run. And in the long run, after these big coins had their first run, I expect smaller altcoins to follow their example, cause money usually rotates from Bitcoin down to big altcoins, then down to mid-cap coins, and then to smaller altcoins. And I also expect Bitcoin to continue upwards towards its first significant top at around 150k. But it can also be 170k or 200, who knows. Once this first initial top is reached, the altcoin market is likely to continue its rally based on previous cycles, and this is the time when I will probably start taking more profits. In the previous cycle, after Bitcoin broke its all-time high, it topped out after around a 250% gain, which would put the price of Bitcoin in this cycle at around the 240k mark. Now, I think this price point is possible, but probably a bit high. I expect the top anywhere from 160k to 220k. Talking about the T3 index, in the last cycle it ran around the 210% after it broke its previous all-time high, which would put the market cap of the T3 at around the 3.5 trillion USD in this cycle. From cycle to cycle there are more and more altcoins, and among those there are many great projects providing real solutions for real problems. So in my opinion the T3 top can be anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 trillion and maybe even higher. Now let's take a look on some of my go-to indicators for the crypto market. All of these indicators are free, I will link them down in the description. First, liquidation heatmap. This shows where liquidity rests, basically where are open buy and sell limit orders and liquidation points for over-leveraged positions. Usually when at a specific level high liquidity is concentrated, hedge funds and whales will move the price to those levels to accumulate more tokens or exit their positions. And this results in seemingly abnormal price movements, like this or this one. So how to use the heat map? Make sure your stop loss avoids these liquidation levels and that your take profits are actually in a liquidation level, so it is more likely to get hit. Next, the altcoin season index. This index shows if we are currently in a Bitcoin or altcoin season. The altcoin season index recently broke above 75, signaling the main phase of altcoin season. Historically, the phase lasts from 3 to 4 months, starting with large caps and trickling down to lower cap altcoins. Next, the MVRV Z-score. one of my favorite indicators for identifying tops and bottoms. In the past cycles, buying when MVR would dip below the 0.1 and selling above the 4.5 level proved highly effective. Currently, it's in the safe mid-range, suggesting room for growth before we need to consider profit taking. Up next, the NUPL, or net unrealized profit/loss. The NUPL shows how much unrealized profits and losses are there in the current market. If this value is too high, it is likely that the top is near. NUPL is currently in the belief/denial zone, which aligns perfectly with this mid-cycle phase. This indicator confirms more upside potential before reaching the greed phase, signaling a market top. Next, the Bitcoin cycle top projection. This shows where are we in this cycle if the last cycle repeats itself exactly as it occurred. As I mentioned in other videos, the cycle is never the same, sometimes specific phases takes more or less time, but usually the overall picture is the same each time. Currently we are in the mid-phase of this bull cycle, with the top will be reached between March and November next year. Now in my opinion, March is a low estimate, November is more likely. In the near future, according to this indicator, we will be seeing a huge run-up. So in conclusion, here's my current approach. Profit taking, gradually take small profits on altcoins with 2 to 4x gains, for example what I just did on HBAR, Altura or Wagmi Games. Reallocation, reinvest those profits into promising projects in popular sectors mentioned before, showing initial upward momentum. Future plans, once Bitcoin hits 150k, I will consider taking larger profits, especially if altcoins enter in the ultimate rally phase. Bitcoin's recent liquidity sweep was a healthy reset, setting the stage for continued growth. We are entering into the most exciting phase of this cycle, with altcoin season gaining momentum and Bitcoin aiming for new highs. Keep an eye out on the discussed indicators, these tools will help you navigate the markets with confidence. Risk management, don't over leverage, because you are going to get caught in these big liquidity sweeps, like what just happened. Stick to taking gradual profits while holding a core position for long-term gains. Take a close look on emerging narratives. AI, gaming, and real-world assets or RWA tokenization are gaining traction. Consider projects like Chainlink and Render, which align with these trends. Although, as I mentioned before, Chainlink is already going parabolic, so be careful with that. Stay disciplined, the crypto market is volatile, have a clear plan for exits and entries, and rebalancing your portfolio as the cycle progresses. Now let's see my biggest holdings and what coins I am looking to buy next based on our crypto research spreadsheet. Okay, so after sorting my crypto research spreadsheet, which contains more than 350 coins, these are the results that came out. When sorting, I focused on the project itself overall, its market cap, how well it performed in the last X number of days, how big of a pullback it has, how many tokens are there out of all the tokens it will have, how many influencers recommended it, because influencers and YouTubers could have a big effect on these coins prices, and this is what it came out. These are in order from largest market cap to lowest market cap, so you get the bigger coins on the top like Polkadot, Near, ICP, FedAI, IMX Injective. Those which are in yellow or in green are coins that I'm either currently invested in or I am planning investing into. So for example, I like Near a lot, that is closely related to AI. IMX I think is still the biggest gaming coin out there. Fetch AI is in the AI space too, but I think it's a bit too big now. RWA focuses on storage and distributed computing. I have invested in Mina2, Vmix, GMX, Metis. And for example, one coin that has currently started going is a Sala token. Let's take a look on that. On its 1 year chart, yeah, it's just starting to trend upwards. And it's just having a pretty good pullback, so I might consider buying in again. And here at the bottom you got the very low cap coins like Myra, IDEX, Nexera, and the smallest cap coin which I could find and still match my criteria is D-Race. This is a horse racing gaming coin, I think. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. So it is one of those riskier plays, but it's just 50 million market cap. So when altcoins start ripping, I think this coin could be one that will rip. However, its graph looks terrible, it's nearly at the bottom, and I don't have much invested in it. So keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, always do your own research. And now let's take a look on what are my biggest holdings. So my top 5 biggest holdings are at first place Chainlink, then Quant, then Altura, Uniswap, and Ethereum. I said it many times, but Chainlink I think is the safest bet. Even if it didn't run in this cycle, I would still be comfortable with holding it throughout the bear market. That is a great coin. Quant is also just starting to trend up. It has a lot of room to the upside, so I'm pretty comfortable with that too. Altura is a gaming coin. Catching the good gaming coins might be hard, but I got good profits out of this. And Uniswap, we all know what Uniswap is. If Ethereum goes up, Uniswap will go up, and Ethereum has a lot of room to the upside now. And that wraps up today's video. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you want to get access to my crypto research spreadsheet containing more than 350 coins, and to my portfolio, live trades, check out my Patreon and become a smart investor. To sign up to crypto exchanges, use our referral links and get discounts on fees or sign-up bonuses. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day, I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and until next time, trade smart.